This is February 25th, and welcome to the XANA's Global AMA session. So first of all, for those who are still very new to the XANA Penpenz, so this XANA Penpenz is a collaboration NFT with the Crypto Ninja, which is one of the largest NFT DAO in Japan. We are maybe one of the largest Metaverse DAO in Japan, the largest Japanese NFT community with the best Metaverse community, putting the power together to start this project. So that is why our character Penguin has some kind of a ninja type of the material on top of them. And you guys can see those very unique and cute visuals and our sneak peeks. You can see like there's a various of the penguins, which has hundreds of the materials coming from the ninja. And let's end up with such a very unique one and only penguins. That is a XANA Penpenz X Crypto Ninja. Let's say this character coming from our Zenaria era. We started our marketplace first in the beginning, and after that we launched our Metaverse. Marketplace is not hard to launch, but the Metaverse takes time. So like we just did a step by step. When we launched Marketplace Zenaria, our main character, and he was almost our logo character. And after the launch of the XANA Metaverse project, we used that character as some kind of NFTs to reveal to the early users. So we just free gave away this penguin NFT at the beginning. Probably that was exactly like 1 year ago. And now, after like 1 year, we just decided to make it into 3D with the collaboration with the Crypto Ninja. That is how this project is started. Now, according to preparing this project, one of the most important thing is our community satisfaction. Because since last year, we have been sold so many NFTs. You know, like maybe we launched more than 10 projects only in 2022. Biggest one was XANA Genesis and XANA Land and other collaborations. And all of the time, of course, those NFT are not free. As the market was going, very like downwards, and everybody was focusing on the free mint, but we didn't. We didn't follow that trend, and we just did our own way. And luckily, our supporters, communities, they're all very supportive, and they just really loved our product. So that is why, even if it is not free mint, they are keep purchasing it. And of course, even it is not free mint, it is always, most of the time, traded above the minting price. Of course, those kind of strong supporters, holders, they also could have a good amount of benefit, a profit by this minting or trading even in the secondary market. According to those history, in this time, we just decided after our huge appreciation to our community in 2022, we just decided to launch our very first NFT collection in this year 2023 should be the free mint for our community. So that's how we decided, and we just realized, this huge NFT king is Mr. Ikehaya. He's one of the best #1 Japanese NFT influencer and the founder also. And we were just discussing together, and he says now there is a huge trend of the free mint, and if we do the collaboration, why don't we just do the free mint? So I was like, okay, let's do it. That was exactly the very last day of the 2022, which is December 30th or 31st. And that time we were still discussing about to release this Ninja Penguin in 2D. But after that, I just watching those arts and discussing with the teams and Ikehaya-san, we just decided we can do something better. It should be some kind of a Metaverse character because, if it's a 2D, it's very difficult to realize them in the 3D world. Of course, there should be some kind of modifications, even though we made in the 2D. We have to rebuild it anyway, the 3D, when it comes to the Metaverse. Then why don't we just start it from this 3D? Then it doesn't have to be changed. That is how we thought, and we just suddenly turned our direction to 90 degrees to go into the 3D way. That was the beginning of the January. Almost that was the first announcement was the January 10th, I remember. That is the first announcement and the AMA session with Mr. Ikehaya. That's almost like 40 days ago, right? And that is the very first moment that we disclosed this 3D version of the penguin that we made in 1 week. That was so rushed, but like we just needed to make sure that quality is good. Like we put all of the force together from our team and just realized that on time. But even after that, during these 40 days until the minting day, we just keep improved this quality of the penguins and keep adding the new attributes and the brush polish, the quality, shapes, and even we did rigging to start animate. Probably you guys could see that in some of the tweets in last week. That is like very cute, right? I saw that them moving their beak, they're stepping by their foot. Even we can move their tails and the flippers, that's so cute. cute. So I can already imagine that like how this cute penguin come after me when I'm strolling in the metaverse. That is super cute. And almost we never seen this kind of metaverse NFT yet in the market. There's not a lot. There is a 3D NFTs, of course. For example, like Doodles, CloneX, and etc. But like they don't have an exact metaverse utility. Maybe they're gonna provide their 3D models to the owners, but like who's gonna create the utilities? And we are the different. We are the metaverse platform, so we can actually provide direct utilities if we create something in 3D, because that's our strong field. So all of the plan comes together, and it ended up with models of the XANA Penpenz 3D version. So I'm very satisfied, and I hope you guys are really liking. Also, I got a lot of feedbacks every day almost during this preview time. Past 1 month, I was doing the sneak peeks like day by day and introducing the new penguins every day. And actually, I was making that penguin like almost 30 minutes before the announcement every day. Like in my Dubai time, that is almost like 2 o'clock p.m. is a time that we post a penguin daily previews. From the 1 o'clock to the 1:30, I start like assembling all of the 3D materials which our 3D designers made, and I just assemble in my own way to create my own favorite penguins to show it to you guys. And every day there were also the SNS spreading campaign, so that like all of the winners of each retweet about our sneak peek could get a one alert list. We added 25 additional alert lists has been provided to the users who helped us spread these tweets. And I really can feel that they have a huge support and huge love to those penguins. So I was so happy, and that also motivated and inspired me a lot. And beside that, we also ran through the AI competitions as well, AI art competition of the penguins. That is coming from our DAO's idea. We almost ran 2 times. The latest one is still going on, and there's tons of the penguins created by our XANA DAO community members, our creators. And each time I see those penguins, it inspires me a lot. And even I took some part from those AI created art by our user to actually create and add into our actual penguins. It's kinda really a co-creative process, I can say. That was a really like remarkable days for me. Every day is a new discovery. I drop something and they create something on top of it, and I got inspired again, and I created some another thing, and they do it like, it's a loop. It's a creative positive loop. I really love that process every day. That process is already ended, and from now on, the real actual penguin will start showing up after the reveal day. I really can't wait. Now, if you look at the OpenSea, you can see the very cute penguin eggs. We just made this egg like yesterday, spending like 6 hours almost straight, because we have been tried like so many type of the eggs in the 3D, and we just keep tweaking the colors, maybe put some patterns in front of some kind of cool background and add some kind of smoke into it to make it like dramatic feeling that feels like something is really starting from there. Those kind of dramatic feeling has been created. I create the idea, I throw it to 3D team makes something, and 2D team start working on it, or like post effect, and I check it and I just add another request or something. This continued like almost like 6 hours yesterday, and finally, very last moment, this egg, the very super cool egg has been created. So that is what you're seeing right now in the OpenSea page. It's really cool, right? And in the end, we just added XANA logo so that everyone can realize that, oh, this is a XANA penguin. So that is really cool creative that we made. Exact 74 hours later since minting. That is gonna be a reveal day. So that's gonna be 28th February TC 10 a.m. So you will still have exact 70 hours to go. So what are we gonna do in this 70 hours? Looking at the eggs and imagining what kind of penguin will come up? That's great. You guys can enjoy like that way, but behind the scene, I'm still keep creating the penguin generative, of course. Even during my minting, the launch time, which is 4 hours ago, I was keep creating penguin and double checking the qualities and stuff and outcome check. And on the other hand, I was doing the AMA. And on the other hand, I was trying to like communicate with the community, solve the issues. It was so busy day, but I really love it. This really makes me exciting, and I just love to do. This is what I want to do. It's really exciting. So how many trade has been done? Like Ikehaya-san is such an OpenSea professional. He always all the time looking at the OpenSea and analyze the data and etc. I cannot do that. I really cannot do that. That's not my field. I really cannot. So like I always respect him that way. He's really good at that. Every day I just look at the maybe 1 time maximum to check how is going on in the XANA Genesis, and this is the price and who is trading that, okay, and I come back like after 24 hours. But today I finally just keep watching the OpenSea as it really inspires me because I can see how strong holding is going on from our community. It's actually really strong. Most of those sales, I believe it's not really coming from our community because other than our communities and alliance, there will be like 4 to 5 ways to get this our list. So except XANA, there is a SNS campaign, which is a retweet campaign, and another is a free mint form. Another one is the ICL, which is Ikehaya-san's Crypto Lab. And another one is, I think, the CNP holders, right? Crypto Ninja NFT holders. We had an exchange AMA with the KuCoin, Gate.io, BitGet, and etc. Almost like 6 ways to get these NFTs, right? I was a little bit worrying about like there could be many like bots, flippers, only the short-term profit makers, and etc. But with watching this result, I think that we're doing a pretty good job. I actually getting a lot of like, the requirements or like questions about our analysis process. So the most question I got is why we are not pulling the result from the pre-mint site. This is a long story. I'm gonna bring it into the short. So once we are discussing exactly a day before, I think that was our first AMA with Ikehaya-san. So I remember somewhere around this post was made on the January 30th. Before that, only the community allocation has been made. 3,000 NFTs, which is for Zanalians and Ninja DAO and ICL Ikehaya Lab. Each of them should have like 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 each. That was the original plan. And suddenly, end of the January, there was a huge trend starting from like I think that was Digidaigaku or Memeland, I forgot. They were doing the big free mint campaigns, right? I think that was Digidaigaku. And Ikehaya-san was keeping his eyes closely and he was like, I think the time is now. Let's do the free mint as well. So why don't we just add a 1,000 free mint on top of this 3,000 community allocations? So total can be 4,000. And I thought actually that is a great idea. So let's do it. The most important is the timing and the momentum. At that day, we decide this plan. We almost announced that in the next day. That was a Sunday. Sunday, we were discussing together about this new plan. And Monday, we already started this campaign. Because at that time, Ikehaya-san was doing some really crazy marketing. He was launching the Ikehaya Pass at that day. And that was a huge hit and huge topic. It was trending so hard. Even that was like #1 trended NFTs and traded NFTs at that day in OpenSea. That was crazy. And we were discussing at that moment together with him. That is his momentum, like, bro, I just did it this one and it is like making this much of tensions. And he also started, I think that was a Kiyoshi Seed. So he almost dropped like those 2 big free mint projects almost at the same time. And we announced the next. So that was a very momentum. He dropped his Ikehaya Pass first, then Kiyoshi Seed, then that was a Penpenz. We wanted to make it as a continuous to keep a momentum. So we were very hurry. Ikehaya-san even prepared his very first free mint for Ikehaya Pass almost like one day. He just did it. He also like used a pre-mint to do the Kiyoshi Seed and we were deciding to announce that in the next day. So of course I didn't have a development time and that was Sunday. Developer is taking a rest and the announcement is next day. But I didn't want to miss the momentum. So Ikehaya-san was suggested, okay, I'm using the pre-mint site. I didn't know like that site exists. Like he said, okay, this is a cool site. Maybe we can use this one. Let's try. So that is why we tried that one. And he just made the form very quickly and he just gave it to me. I was surprised. Oh my God, he already made this site in just like 10 minutes. And he said, yeah, this is easy. Let's do it. That's how it started. And then next day, we just dropped this news with these big campaigns. So that is how it started. It is still pinned in our XANA Twitter. Please note, this is the story, how it begins. And after that, as this campaign keep going on for 25 days, we've been experienced a lot. And even Ikehaya-san experienced many more because he actually launched multiple free mint projects during this time. We were just focusing on this Penpenz. He was producing or marketing or supporting other projects as well because he's almost the daddy of Japanese NFTs market. So like he has to take care of a lot of babies, So that is why like he saw so many cases, different cases, allo list, like what kind of allo list should be given and what kind of drawing process should be made, what kind of filter is needed. So after those kind of upgrade, we were just discussing again. And I was like, okay, if the free mint doesn't provide very strong debut filter, he was saying that like, okay, Kiyoshi minting, maybe a lot of botters could get Kiyoshi's NFTs. Almost like 100 of NFTs has been went to the one owner. And he was so shocked. And so he said like pre-mint drawing cannot avoid this kind of issues. I was like, okay, then why don't we just like do to our own system, including all those strong filters by ourselves. So we made our filtering system a lot of like layered systems. There's like a different type of the systems. Let me talk about the free mint system first. So this free mint system is that like once we closed this form, we exported the CSV file from the pre-mint. That is a great part of the pre-mint. He can export all of the details, the wallet address, Twitter account, the Discord account, and etc. We can go through all of the histories and so on. And first thing we had to do is the avoiding the bot. We try exclude a lot of bot accounts, and there's a lot of them. Within the more than 150,000 submissions, I don't even remember tens of thousands of bot accounts. So like first we had to avoid those guys. Before that, we went through the SNS account to see this is a real user or not. Real user is who is really doing the active tweet or like being the active in the Discord. We checked everything. We even developed the system and checked if it's a bot account, he's just keep doing the retweet of the campaign. Of course, we don't want to give our precious NFTs to those guys. So like we avoid that first. And another bot pattern is like a hi bot. Once he joined the Discord, he just keeps saying the GM, hi. There's no meaning. So we don't want to give the NFTs to those guys. Secondly, we go through really strongly to avoid all those kind of like a mechanical or like a manipulated account by the user or by bot. We don't know, but like we avoided those things and we only picked the super real humans. That is the second step. And the third step, we went through all of the wallets and see if it automated flipping trading bot or not. Because a lot of huge amount of the wallets which was submitted is like a kind of a trading account. Those who get the free mint project and quickly flip. It is very obvious when we go through all of the wallets. So we avoid all those things. Then finally we run our raffle. That is how it is picked. And even before that, the raffle percentage probability is less than 1% because the submission was 150k, right? And only 1,000 user is going to be picked. Many users we heard in the SNS, they're saying like there's so many people got the Kiyoshi seed, but why not generate Penpenz? Of course, because Kiyoshi seed was like 20,000 and it purely went to the raffles. But like in our case, that's only 1,000. So they're like 20x bigger than Penpenz. Of course, that is one of the reasons. And secondly, we run through all those like strong filters. That is the second reason. And many people are saying that, not many, but like some users are saying that, oh yeah, that is not fair because this has to be available for everyone for the, the rule of the fairness. I do understand the fairness, but like fairness doesn't mean give away the NFTs, important NFTs to the bot. That is human and bot is not equal, of course. For us, our community, flippers and people who has a strong holding NFTs, other projects NFTs, that value is different, right? Because what's going to happen if we just give it to those, our important NFTs to those like flippers? Of course, they're going to say it immediately. Our purpose of this NFT is to grow the community, right? So what is the meaning to people who's going to be 100% expected to sell away within a minute? What is the meaning? No meaning. So we, of course, avoid all those accounts. That is another reason. So in the end, many strong holders has been kept in the list. Of course, that is not only picked in our community, of course. And if you see all of the wallet, which is still minting the XANA Penpenz, you will see who is coming from Zenarian, who is coming from Crypto Ninja, and who is coming from nowhere. You can clearly see if you just trace the minting history in the Etherscan or something. It's obvious. And that is another reason. For those like people from nowhere, they have been picked after those strong filters, and also people who is holding many NFTs and less selling histories. That means is less probability of the flippers. So like there is a potential possibilities that he will hold or even enjoy our NFTs longer. So that is our purpose. I hope this could be the good answer for all those questions because there was so many stories and dramas going on in our community. So I really hope you guys listen to this one. Our moderators and our community leaders, they listen to this story and please spread the words. I was keep speaking in both Japanese channels and English channels, but again, I'm alone. Myself has a limited time, and at the same time, I have to also prepare our generative penguins. Without me, those 10k penguins will not be born. So I have to focus on the creative side as well. So please understand, and please just support me for spreading those words because we just want to keep our community healthy and positive. That is all we want. And the purpose of this NFT campaign is to grow the communities, not bringing in the like bad or negativities into the community. That is totally opposite purpose. So like we we explain everything over time to time and people still creating those unacceptable statements or like keep voting, then those people will be banned. Sorry, but this is not the place for that. Please understand and try for us to keep our community as a great place and positive place. We don't need a negative vibes, That's all I want to say in here. So that is about the drawing. And for the XANA side, we went through the even so much stronger drawing process, so much stronger filters. Before starting, this Zenaria allocation is a 1000 NFTs only. And you can see how many members we have. So there is still a very high competitions to get XANA allocations. So please first understand that, like not all of the XANA people, Zenarians are getting these NFTs. Only 1000 could get. So that is such a narrow entrance. Then how to pick those 1000 people? That is a great part. We first look at the NFT holding amount of our 3 large NFT collection, which is XANA Genesis, XANA Land, and the Alpha Pass. Why Alpha Pass? Because the Alpha Pass has been distributed to the super early contributors in exactly a year ago. That was last year, February, March, and April. Those 3 months, we distributed 300 Alpha Pass each to the most dedicated community members. So total was nearly 900 NFTs has been distributed. That is great. That is almost being traded above like 3 BNB. That is very expensive. That's why our community is also like very happy to have that NFT. And we gave another UTT for that to give it as a kind of like application pass to enter and try out, test our applications before anybody else. That is a huge UTT. That is why it is called Alpha Pass. So that was the Alpha Pass. This is not like sold NFT. We just distributed free mint, But like importance of this one is as this NFT has been distributed to the most like heavy early contributors. Owning this one or even getting this NFT in a secondary market is great honor for our community. So that is why we gave a lot of weight on this Alpha Pass this time. So we count Alpha Pass and Land and XANA Genesis almost as the same level. So we counted first like who is having how many Alpha Pass, or how many XANA Genesis, or how many lands. That is the first part. And second part, we also get the data of the sold NFT rate. Sold NFT rate of those 3 important NFTs. Because they're getting 10 NFTs. Great. But if they already sold like 9 NFTs or like almost 10 NFTs, there's no meaning for us, right? There's no meaning. It's going to be highly possible for him to just flip our NFTs as well. The XANA Penpenz NFT as well. So we didn't want to provide our NFT for those people. I mean, they're great. They're doing the trading, right? That is great. But at the same time, this time we really want to give our NFTs for the strongholders because all those like people who is already been trading are already getting the profits, right? By selling his NFTs. But those strongholder having a profit, but he is not cashing out. That is the point. That is why we wanted to give additional extra appreciations to those guys, strongholders. So that is something that every community is doing. We just strictly follow this law to provide our NFTs for the strongholder only. So that is why people who have a higher sold rate of the NFTs, our NFTs, then those people could be having a less chance to get the spots. That is the second option. And the third filter is community activities, which is the XANA DAO MVP. We are doing the community activity for almost like 6 sectors, such as XANA Builder or XANA Genesis NFT AI training or the secondary art creations or the XANA DAO's promoting work. There's a many like general activities within XANA DAO. And we don't do anything. We give a voting power to all the community members to vote the best players for themselves. So this is 100% user-driven, community-driven activities. So those guys who earn the top 3 in any of the divisions of this XANA DAO MVP, they could have an extra point to get this allo list spot. That is the third condition. And the fourth condition, of course, is Zeta token staking. Because we can only count the Zeta token staking amount on chain if it is staked. So we don't know like how many Zeta is in exchange or whatever. We don't have a way to access it. So that is why we only counted the staking Zeta amount. So some of the users say like, I have so many Zeta tokens, but why? Because it is not staked, So that is another reason. And this staking amount is also added a certain amount of the point in our weight system. And one additional filter is that like when is the very first NFT purchase, we can see those kind of history as well. So we can know how early those users are. And we just just added the very small weight, like length to be in the DAO members, probably. So those multiple filters has been applied within this like drawing process. That is for the XANA community. I don't know, but like I kind of heard the condition from the Ninja DAO side. They have their own 3 NFT big collections. Not Ninja DAO only, but like the project that Ike-san is supporting for the marketing side. Those NFTs will be the CNP and Alpanda and LLAC, I think. The holder of all those 3 NFTs, I think that was a guaranteed spot, almost. That's what I heard. So those guys, I think probably more than 1,000 guys have been picked from there. And another rest of those allocations for him, he allocated to the, I think the CNP holders. That's what he said in our last AMA. So that's how he picked. And of course he doesn't even have to go through the bot filter because there is no bot holding those super high valued NFTs. Those are all the strongholders. He rewarded our allo list to those strongholders, which is great because our NFT have a very few possibility to be sold by those super strong diamond holders. So that is why we welcome for those plans and we just executed. So all those together, XANA DAO community, Ike-san Lab community, and Ninja DAO community, that was a 3,000. The final way to get these NFTs is the AMA sessions. So those AMA sessions, we had our special form, which we developed ourselves even after the launch of our pre-mint site. So pre-mint site, after 1 or 2 weeks, we just come out to the ideas that why don't we just use our XANA chain for the form submissions? That can provide a great filter because, all those like botters or flippers, they don't have XANA chain. And applying the form, they need a Zeta token as well. So I thought that can be a great filter. So we just applied it. And of course, we cannot add those kind of extra function onto the pre-mint site because that's a third-party service. We don't have a control. So that is why we have spent like almost more than 2 weeks to create our own form that we can do those stronger setting, which is the mandatory XANA chain requirement or Zeta token requirement and etc. So that is another reason. And we copied this form to all of the AMA partners to have their own version of this form. So that is why we announced 10 to 20 NFTs allocations for each exchange's community. So every time we had an AMA session, in the end of the AMA sessions, we provide our version of the form to all those users. And those things will be separately counted. Then it's going to all come to our main database so that we can know this guy is getting our allo list from the XANA community, plus he could get this AMA participant NFT allocation spot. So the total could be 2 NFTs. So those AMA allocation is some kind of extra that is not getting effect by how many NFTs you already have. So if you are very lucky, you might have 2 NFTs, which is because you got one from AMA session with the exchange, or you get it from our premium service, or our XANA or Ike-san side's allocations. So there's a multiple way, and sorry, like we didn't have enough time to give all of the details. I don't think many of project is providing all of the details because it's going to take time, but this time at least we put everything together in the one site to avoid the confusions. And that is why all of the outcome, all of the result can be only seen in our main form. So please understand that one. So that is a kind of process that how we decided and picked those winners. The one of the most important thing is that this NFT, we had a very new functions, which is staking. This staking is different from XANA exchange's staking or our land staking because this staking starts not when you start staking, but this staking starts when you mint the NFT. That is a very aggressive and very fresh and new inventions actually. And the reason because of this staking start is that we have been facing so many the stolen NFT issue in our community. Because in our community, of course, that is their issue as well. There's still a lot of new people and new people don't know a lot of things. If in case of me or like my friend, we can immediately tell what is the scam and what is not. But if it's a newbie, it is pretty much hard for him to realize that. So once he see like very attractive deals, then he might be able to jumping in, right? That is how I think almost over 100 NFT has been sold. Still stolen by those hackers or scammers. And we have been always feeling like very painful. I can say painful every time we see those like stolen NFT happens, because first reason, it's gonna crush our floor price, because like those guys want to sell it out immediately. Once they steal, they want to sell it immediately to get rid of it. Having those stolen NFT, that means that everyone can tell that, oh, he's a scammer, you know? So he don't want that. So like it is always like that. So that is why over the 100 NFT has been stolen. Then after that, we made NFT lock system for XANA Genesis and XANA Land, which is working very great. We could dramatically reduce our stolen rate, but still, without the fundamental cure, this unlocking NFT is kind of tough process for the newbies as well. So some people like say really afraid, oh yeah, what if I lock my NFT and it's going to be gone, what's going to happen, etc. So that those people like they didn't stake, they didn't lock NFTs and then got stolen. So it's very small trade-off. If you want to save some small time or like a small gas fee, but losing NFT is no meaning, right? Then why don't we just spend the time to learn and spend some gas cost for the safety of your own NFTs. That definitely worth. It's the same reason that I always join the Apple Care when I buy any Apple machines, because every time I can guarantee almost 100% I will break it. iPhone, iPad, MacBook, multiple MacBooks, I have been destroyed it a lot of times. So that is why it's automatically for me, it's going to be beneficial to join those Apple Care protections. I think it's the same for the NFT staking. If your NFT is staked and locked, then it's a one safety. You know, it requires additional gas fee, additional like a study time, but it definitely worth it. And this worth will coming back to you yourself. So that is why we are heavily recommending to use this like lock system. But still, like, I mean, a lot of users are staking more than like 1,500 or something. The users are holding the Genesis and locking or staking the Genesis, and they haven't been stolen yet. So that is a great part, right? But many people are still not ready for that. Especially those people will be the target from the scammers to steal his NFTs. So that is why we realized, why don't we just start from the minting stages so that the hacker cannot touch it? Even though the user, unfortunately, he somehow provide a secret key, secret phrases, recovery phrases, etc. to the hackers already, but himself even doesn't know it yet, cannot know it yet until his very NFT will be stolen. So the purpose is that what if we set up the 2FA function, 2FA lock system, just like exchange? It's a bit centralized, but it is so much better than getting the floor price crushed. And our very important community member has to cry for losing the NFTs. Of course, it's his own responsibility, but we don't want to just see it, you know? So that is why we made this new system called default staking system. So default staking system is very useful, but a little bit complicated. So let me go through it. So once you mint, your NFT will be coming to your wallet. Technically, it's kind of coming, but another half idea is not you do not have it yet. It looks like you already have it, but you cannot move it. That is the correct way to explain this one. So NFT is already yours. That is why the unique user percentage is keep going up. As more users start minting, this number will go up too. So they are already counted as a unique owners, but he need extra unlocking and staking process to transfer his NFT from the staking contract to your wallet and your wallet to the OpenSea if you want to trade. So that is like, extra 1 or 2 extra step away, and you are not sure you can sell it out in a greater place or not. And on top of that, those guys should know that we will not providing, not 100%, but like very fewer percentage they get to get our next free mint or any NFTs allo list, because this history will be added in the conditions and we're gonna run the system, our filter system. So those guys will be probably highly possible to be avoided. So there's a lot of very few cons, very few pros and a lot of cons, I can say. Cons, pros, maybe you can sell it and cash out your NFTs quickly. That is the only one profit, or only. There is no other profit. But what you're gonna lose, that's what you get. But what you're gonna lose is at first, you don't have this NFT anymore, so you cannot have a fun together with us, because, like having having a metaverse experience with the penguins is only for the penguin owners, right? So like you kind of lose some kind of community common item, I can say. And the second, you will become harder to get the further allow list because our system says, yes, we picked very seriously for our current users, but like he immediately sold this NFT. What are we gonna do next? Of course they cannot. Of course, sorry, but cannot. So that is what you're gonna lose, number 2. And what you're gonna lose, number 3, is small, but it's a gas fees. If you just stake, you're keeping it and you're not moving together, everything, listing, offering, transfer, those are all costing gas cost. That's what you're gonna lose. And another one that you're gonna lose is that the rewards by the staking. We do have a rewards for the Penpenz staking. It's kind of confusing because we already have Zeta token staking, XANA Genesis, and land staking. This is third one. This works a little bit differently. This is not gonna work as a land staking or Zeta token staking, but this will be reward you, which is the stakers, the staking XANA's Penpenz, that some kind of metaverse item. I haven't decided this will be NFT or the SBT or anything. At least it could be SBT. We are not sure yet. We haven't decided, still discussing, but like you're gonna get those kind of things. I don't know how often yet as well, but it can be once in a month or it can be once in a 2 month. We don't know yet, but definitely we're gonna provide. So that's gonna be some kind of additional things that you're gonna lose in future if you flip now. So people who do not care all of those cons can maybe go ahead and sell, but I don't recommend. So if it's like that, then why don't we just provide the best and best and most huge, the strongest security system for those users who never want to sell it? Of course, like those victims of the stealing NFTs, who want that? They love their own NFTs. They want to keep it, They want to cherish it. But like there's those scammers without heart, they just take it away and just quickly flip. And we don't want to see it anymore. We really don't want to see it anymore. So that we're discussing with the team and community to have this default staking function. And we will see the result, how many stealing NFT case will happen on this XANA Penpenz. I can say it's very, very, very less. Very extremely less. Extremely. Because it's simple. It's more beneficial to just stake than just flipping, Then who want to flip? They want to flip it because of the profit, right? But what if staking having more profit? Then who's gonna sell it? That's simple. Then the default staking is a great system to start. Please remember, so if you really want to sell it, then you have to unlock it first. Unstake it first. Please unstake NFT before you start listing. Then you can bring it to the OpenSea to list them, okay? If you do it in a wrong process, which is staking without unstaking, you can just try to list your NFTs in the OpenSea. That is something that we cannot stop. But what is locked is the ownership transfer. Old user cannot transfer. The new user cannot get ownership from these sellers because seller is staking his NFT. It is only in the visual purpose that you can see his NFT, but actually the temporary ownership address is for the staking contract. That means even though you can make the offers and the trade cannot be happen, but like offers, you still cannot get it. So please do understand it because you're gonna confuse and you're gonna try to sell more and more, but like you cannot sell and you're gonna dump the price and this bird cycle happens. So just remember, you have to unstake first if you want to sell. That is a very important point. Floor price is almost reaching to the 1 ETH. I really hope that we can close today with 1 ETH and that's gonna be a huge thing, right? Even XANA Genesis, we couldn't hit a 1 ETH border, across the 1 ETH border yet. I hope we will, but haven't. But Penpenz is already skyrocketing and almost hitting the 1 ETH. His very first trading was 1 ETH and that is great. Only 20 NFTs is getting sold among 2,000 NFT, which is already minted. So that's almost only 1%, right? But within the total, maybe this looks like a 0.2 or 0.3 NFTs. But I already see like most of the people are willing to hold it. I can see it through by these numbers. So that makes me really happy because we put so much energy and powers to create these NFTs. And this effort will be going on for the upcoming future because we will bring this NFT to the metaverse as the AI pet. We're going to develop our own AI engine, which is we already have so that it can save our development time. Almost kind of partial AI function of XANA Genesis will be used in this XANA Penpenz, which is like recognitions of the emotions or recognition of the voice or recognition of the text. Those are the things that XANA Penpenz get. But XANA Penpenz will not speak. Most probably. They don't speak. They will express their emotions somehow by his actions or maybe his voice, but like not speaking like a human because it's going to destroy. That's going to destroy our our impressions. So we have been discussing about this matter. Probably we just decided that this should not speak. But other than that, other AI function will be implemented to this NFT. You can just play together, having fun together. You can communicate together. You can feed them in the metaverse. That is a fantastic, and we're gonna keep working on. That means the value of these possible values of these NFTs will be keep growing over time and time and time. So I really hope you guys see it in the long term. That's gonna be great if you're just holding it, everyone holding it, and the value of the NFTs also keep increase. And who is sad? Everyone is happy, right? So let's just keep it positive, hold together to see better futures together. That is what I want to say today. Thank you so much for participating in today's minting and AMA. It was a great day, and this day still continues. The minting will be finished 24 hours after the minting starting time. So which is gonna be in UTC 26 February 7 a.m. UTC is the minting timeline. Okay, so please, if you have an allow list, you just need to make sure to connect your wallet. And if there's a busy time, you just please be patient and mint your token. The mint your NFT. The reveal gonna be the 28th. So please also remember that. And I explained how this collection is started, how it get inspired, why we started free mint, why we use a pre-mint site in the beginning, and how we picked the winners, and what kind of the filters or conditions had applied during the drawing process. And I also speak about the future of XANA Penpenz and the default staking system. That's pretty much it. Rest of the things, important things, is all written in the blog that we dropped yesterday and today. So please read carefully. Please read. There's so many people not reading that. Please read first, okay? Please help our moderators, our support team. Just read first and then ask, okay? Please, because those guys are getting overwhelmed this couple days. So yeah, please be cooperative. And one last thing, if you have all those NFT that we mentioned, which is XANA Genesis, XANA Alpha Pass, or XANA Land, and also you're staking maybe, I don't know, $5,000 of the Zeta token, for example, maybe even less, $3,000, it's okay. And you never sold our NFTs, but you are not getting an allow list, then please contact our support team, and we can just directly see your wallet. We can double check why it is not whitelisted. It should be fine. If you're fulfilling this much of the condition, then that can be some kind of system errors, or there's something was wrong during your registration process. We still have around 20 hours, so it is totally possible for us. We are always open. If you don't having these kind of conditions, please stop contacting. It's a limited amount of the people they are working. So, but anyway, thank you for most of the people who is very, very, very keeping positive and supporting this project, and having a positive vibes, keep being active in the community. We truly appreciate. One last thing, I don't know how long, maybe it's 1 week or 2 weeks, I don't know. During this time, if someone got our NFT in a secondary sale, we will provide some kind of special SBTs, and that's gonna be a proof of supporting Penguin, right? And of course, we're gonna count this for the next time. Next time, we're gonna do any allow list campaigns, free mint or a paid mint, any kind of upcoming feature, we wanna count this SBT as well. We will truly appreciate the participant of the secondary sale. Buyers. So if you have an ETH, then please join the secondary market, and let's grow Penguin together. Thank you so much for coming, and we will see you in next week. Happy minting and happy trading in the secondary market. Buying. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend. Bye bye.